Hi everyone, I'm Rem. Welcome to Speakers Bank podcast, Our Voices, Our Words, Living with a Disability Edition. Our guest for today is Deborah Shepard. Hi Deb, thank you for joining us.
Hello.
Hi. So to start with, please tell us a bit about yourself and in your own words, please describe your disability.
My disability has been caused from a fall and being sat up down on the bottom of 15 stairs. So I am classed as an incomplete paraplegic. So I can still walk, but I have my bad days where I cannot walk.
Okay. Um, so how does your disability impact your day-to-day life or everyday life?
It impacts my daily life because some days I cannot get out of bed because my legs are been pinched overnight. Um, so sometimes I struggle to walk, and yeah, so I sometimes have to use a wheelchair or a walker or crutches to walk.
Okay. So what kind of support system do you have right now, and how important are they to your day-to-day life?
I have a carer that's been looking after me for many a year, um, who's a close friend to myself, and uh, he sometimes has to help me to get dressed or have a shower or help me to pick up my daughter, things like that.
And in terms of challenges, what are the challenges you encounter as a person living with disability in terms of accessing services and accessing support that you need?
With the new NDIS system, um, I haven't been able to link in with them because of needing all my medical stuff, and because I'm only 7 years in Victoria, um, all my records are in New South Wales because that's where I grew up. So it's really hard to link in with services, and because I'm not always high needs or always needing higher level care because of my I can walk, it makes it hard to access services because some days I would need a hand and other days I don't.
So, from my understanding, from what you're saying, it's like in terms of accessing support services, sometimes you don't get the support services that you need because they think you can still do stuff.
Yeah.
All right, and you mentioned something about NDIS. So, would how do you compare NDIS before than the NDIS?
Well, I was able to just contact the local council OT um, for who got me my chair and stuff like that directly, but not having these second and third sort of managers in place. So
Okay, so sorry.
that's what I found with the NDIS, especially with my daughter's care, is that there is actually um, you've got the plan done by one person, then you've got a manager for that plan, then you've got yeah, and you possibly then got the service.
Mhm.
So you're jumping through three hoops before you even get access to any equipment.
Okay, so it means that would you say that it was easier to navigate the NDIS before than the NDIS now?
No, actually, it wasn't NDIS. It was just direct services.
Okay.
So your doctor would put a referral in, and you get that service.
Yeah.
It wasn't. oh, you need a plan, then you need to contact a plan manager, then you need to contact the service, then yeah,
Okay, so you were talking about the accessing the services in general.
yeah.
Yeah, okay. In relation to that question, how did the restrictions due to COVID-19 affect you in terms of accessing services and support that you need?
Well, it's more been impacting on my daughter than me at the moment. We haven't been able to get her services; they had to be online.
Mm,
She's not particularly fond of being online.
mm,
Um, so yeah, she and we found it a lot harder that we had to run the actual programs, and yeah, it would run us ragged
mm,
because we don't have an extra person there to actually help to, like with her physio, the physio's there. So if you need a hand to grab hold of her, you've got somebody. The whole three of us, like, 'cause my partner
mm,
is a different person than my carer, um, we all had to work together
mm,
to run a session for her physio, and it used to run me ragged. I mean, I'd be wanting to go to bed for like 4 or 5 hours because I'd be just so tired from
mm,
because our house is not set up for a physio session. It's too open, so
mm,
she'd run off on me.
mm. Okay, so it's more difficult for children to access services now because of COVID-19 as compared to the adults.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like but I think even that, like with the being an adult with a disability, um, I found it very hard because mentally and stuff like that, it was yeah being locked in.
Mm,
Mm,
okay.
you had a lot of restrictions there.
Right. Um, do you think this is kind of you answered a bit of uh, the stuff that I would ask next. But do you think the services and support available right now for people with disability are enough? Why or why not?
Um, Not at the moment. I mean, you've got the services like David House and stuff like that that are cutting back their services because they can't do COVID safe. And like some of the guys were going to campaign bowling, they can't do that. So
Yeah,
they're having to stay home from their program, and they'll be going backwards.
yeah. Deborah is studying community services full time.
Yep.
She has been doing her work placement as well, and she's raising a young daughter. So, Deb, how do you manage all of this?
It without the support of my partner and my carer, I think life would be very very mixed. Like yeah, not easy to deal with because some of the days, as I said, I don't walk too well. Um, I look like a robot. um, so yeah, trying to pick up my daughter to change her or whatever is really hard. Like I have to say sometimes, can you come here and help me pick her up, put her on the change table so I can do what I need to do.
Yeah. So you're saying that you can do all of this because you have the support that you need.
Yeah.
All right. Can I just ask what inspired you to study community services?
I've always wanted to be an advocate for people with disability.
Mm,
Um, I've I've when I was in school, I did disability placement because I was in a support unit at school. So my father knew a support worker or manager.
mm,
He actually owned his own support services, um, and got me to do 6 months placement with him, and I just loved it from there.
yeah.
I'm like, what do I need to do to do this full time? but I didn't know that I was going to end up with a spinal injury only 2 years after
Mm,
finishing that placement. So doing the physical lifting disability is out of the question.
yeah,
So I've had to go another avenue.
yeah. So anyway, community services is kind of broad. You can go into
Yeah.
different, but you're keen on finishing the community services
Yep.
course still. Yeah, yeah, great. Um, that's a wrap for this episode. Thank you once again, Deb, for joining us today. For more information about Speakers Bank, please call 03-9687-7066 or visit speakersbank.org.au. Please don't forget to like our Facebook page and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Thank you.